It's time for Cats Talk Wednesday. Small town and big city joined forces. Vinny Hardy of Lynch, Kentucky, and Terry Brown of Louisville, Kentucky, team up to give you free-flowing, laid-back sports talk. Focus on Kentucky Wildcats, as well as pertinent information in the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball.
What's good, everybody? Cats Talk Wednesday. Vinny Hardy, Terry Brown in here on the BS3 Network. Terry, TB, Magic Johnson Brown. Look, it is what it is, man. Look, Saturday, Rockets Lakers game one. We on different sides of the aisle, man. So that's just how it is.
I'm excited. I'll tell you, I'm excited. I knew they were going to be matched up in the first round. I'm not looking past the Rockets because anytime you play the two-time world champion Rockets franchise, it's exciting. So I'm excited about that. You can't look past them with those two championships.
Yes, exactly. Appreciate you.
Exactly.
All that.
A lot of people will look past them two championships, but not this Lakers fan, buddy.
That backhanded love from Terry Brown. We appreciate that.
Not quite a three-peat. Not quite a three-peat, but it's two. So I'm excited. I'm done. Nah, Lord, don't let me tell that lie. You know I ain't done. But it's all out of love.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so your Lakers are limping into the series, and we need to treat them as such. They're injured, and then it don't matter if it was 12 kindergartners on that roster, like whoever it was, Terry Porter said, of Jerome Kersey. I don't care if it was 12 grandmas playing on the Lakers. You want to beat them.
Yeah.
Feel the same way. So we can talk playoffs. We got our guy in here, family of the show. We got two guests tonight. First one is our guy, JR, the Bossman of the Bossman Show. Later on, we got friend of the show, longtime friend of the show as well, Aaron Huff. Been a minute since he was on. So he's coming on 7:15. JR comes to us now. And look, I've been worried about JRTB because I think the vacation done got going down the road because the Hawks are up and messed around and got a 6 seed. What's going on, man? What's happening, JR? A 6 seed? Ain't no vacation. You're supposed to be on vacation now.
The softest schedule known to man, Vinny and TB. The softest schedule known to man. These stupid tankers. But the truth will set you free shortly.
I thought about you when they went on like that 13-game win streak. I said, oh, man.
The weakest 13-game win streak ever?
I said, oh, man.
You know how I was punching the wall every day?
I know. That's what I told me. I was like, I know he waking up mad.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You're right, I was.
Cussing like Yosemite Sam. Varmints, fracking varmints.
I was cussing every day. Every day I was cussing. Because I knew there was nothing to stop it. I knew it. I said, we ain't play nobody, no real teams. None.
Man,
I'm like, I was saying every cuss word known to man every morning. Let's know that.
Fracking.
Man.
Yeah.
So playoffs are here. I know how you feel about the Hawks in the playoffs, but kind of starting with the big picture, who do you think makes it to June from the East and the West? Who are your favorites?
Well, since I would want Detroit because a lot of people on that staff is my friends, and certain guys on the roster are my friends, but probably Boston out East, and 1 of 3 teams in the West: Denver, OKC, San Antonio. And I don't know why the Spurs blew that game on Sunday because they could have been a 2 seed and avoided playing Denver in the second round, but each his own. So the Thunder have the Rockets bracket because the Lakers are injured. Shout out to Coach Nate McMillan, my homie. I'm sorry somebody got you fired. You know who he was. but he's down basketball hell, so he's enjoying that. But but the Thunder have these easier coasting to the conference finals. That's just be Denver or San Antonio, because Houston and OKC don't match up very well. Lakers are injured. So we're just going to say that's going to be what it's going to be. So it's going to be Boston, OKC, and I think OKC gets Boston in 6 or 7 games.
Are you surprised that Tatum has come back and kind of looked decent? Like I was one of these people like, what's he coming back for? But
I'm worried that he came back too soon. But his ego, he thinks he's Kobe Bryant, which I don't know why you don't be. You shouldn't want to do that. Don't end well for you. But he want to do that, so fine. But he shouldn't have came back, in my opinion. But he gives them something they didn't have, you know. And each game he's gonna get better and better and better. Like I got the rust. So the longer it goes, the better he'll be. And he'll not all the wear and tear on his body that everybody else do. But I think OKC's switching defense and Missoula ball and the Missoula 3 ball is he gonna make more threes 4 out 7 times? Okay, OKC. That's the calculus here. Are you gonna make enough threes 4 out 7 games to beat OKC? Who are known to switch everything?
Yeah.
I think you can do it 2 games. I think you can do it 4 games.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big ask, man, to do that 4 straight.
But San Antonio to me messed it up though, Vinny and TB. You should have won that game Sunday, been 2 seed. But you said Wemby for some odd reason. Denver was trying to avoid. Denver wanted to lose that game. Denver wanted to lose that game so bad, you guys. And San Antonio wouldn't let them lose it. Same way Orlando couldn't beat Boston C team on Sunday, and Jamal Mosley would be fired, by the way.
Whoa. Wow.
That's over. There's some more situations that are over, but it won't happen officially until the playoffs that season ends.
Right.
Well, I got a question as a follow-up to that. What do you think about Brown for the Knicks? Do you think he's coming back for another year?
With the buyout situation, yeah. But the problem is that horrible trade from Mikal Bridges. He ain't worth 5 first-round picks. That's Leon Rose's problem. OG Anunoby's a great piece, but he ain't worth what he's being paid, and I like him personally. But if the Knicks do not win, which they will not win, trust me on that, they won't beat Boston, okay? Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges will be the ones off their roster to retool it. Because you know what world we in, of course. You can't afford everybody.
Yeah.
Because we have an idiot.
You were the first one to get us hip to those.
We have an idiot who's the commissioner. We have an idiot who's the commissioner. Who I'm gonna have to see. I'm about to see his ugly, stupid, you know what, Saturday.
Well, that's all right. So we've talked about this before. May as well get into it again. Why does it seem like Adam Silver is doing his job based on which way the wind blows? It
you
feels
mean
like a lot of stuff
on which way his podcast bros go? You mean his podcast bros? You mean the little boys who the little dudes who run him? Those podcast bros? You know, Puffy, Wendy, Bon Temps, Simmons, Zach Lowe, all these losers who don't know about basketball, they run him.
Wow.
He unlike Gary Bettman, Rob Manfred, and Goodell, he can't anything little thing, he reacts to every little thing. He's so reactionary. And he messes up because he's so freaking stupid. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You get mad at me, Adam. You're stupid. You're a dummy.
Well, and that's the thing. He's let the narrative that the tanking, which we've always had, and all these other things take up all the room, but the viewership is up across all platforms. The league is still being popular. Why are you pushing these narratives that's nobody's watching when we are watching?
He's weak. He's weak. He wants to be liked by everybody. Like Roger Goodell will never do what he do. Oh, we're gonna attack it full stop and make it worse. My man, you caused tanking to be worse. You know why? Because in 2019, after the last time all these losers got up in arms about tanking, you flattened the lottery odds. Because there was no way Atlanta and Dallas should have got the one pick from those spots. You know why it happened? Because you flattened the dadgum odds. You know, if you kept them at the old odds, everybody can't race to the bottom. Now people tank to the middle of the bottom of the pack because they know they have enough chance to get to the number one pick because they've shown it. And the draft is going to help the bad teams become better. All his proposals hurt that. So do you want to have a higher class team and a lower class teams? Like, because you're not letting them get better? Because you are so reactionary to your podcast bros who run you?
On that note,
like, what an ugly son of a gun. What an ugly person. Goodness gracious, he's ugly. Look like a Star Trek character with that long neck, he like a chicken neck. Them Spock ears he got. He looks stupid.
First time in history, you said Tank has gotten worse, and he's caused that. And to just back that up, for the first time in NBA history, 8 teams finished with 55 plus losses in a season.
And Vinny, TB, it's because of this year's draft class people are doing it and pick protections. It's gonna correct itself organically next year. But oh no, him and his podcast bros who are stupid can't see past it. You're the commissioner of the NBA. He's even said himself that being in the middle is bad. He knows this. But he's so weak, reactionary. I mean, it's just so bad, man. Like, I just don't understand. The guy's inept.
Yeah, it's just so many things.
He's going to change the draft lottery rules to make it worse. How about it go worse to first? Because, Vinny, your Rockets caused them to have the lottery. Your Rockets did. When they got Ralph Sampson and Elijah back to back, that's where they put the lottery in. That's where it came from. Your Rockets, Vinny.
Yo.
In 85. That's why we have a lottery now. Because the Rockets tanked to the last to be the worst team and got those top 2 players.
So again, to your point, it's always been there. TB said it. It's always been, and you know.
Yeah, like it's because Vinny, and that now it's about the gambling contracts now, and it's about these little sorry punk podcasters who are his quasi board of administrators or board of trustees who put a battery in his back.
No,
the guy's stupid. He's inept. I'm sorry. Now I don't care if you see what I said, Adam. You suck.
So you just said it'll basically, it's always going to be there because it's been there. You talking about 45 years ago, the Rockets were doing that, and it's always going to be part of it. So you're saying it's going to take care of itself, but we trying to go out of our way to fix it, and we're making it worse.
Because Vinny, like I said earlier, flatten the odds is why the Hawks and the Mavericks got number 1 picks. Hurting bad teams. How can Utah get a star player? Nobody gonna sign to Utah.
Right.
How's Memphis get a star player? The lottery, the draft. So you want to harm people, the smaller market teams, because your podcast bros put a battery in your back and you can't withstand the heat.
And part of that too is if you were a fringe playoff team, that 9, 10, 11.
I'm taking out of it.
Yeah, would you rather lose a couple because your odds of getting the number 1 pick are better, or we've only seen one number 10 team, win out of the play-in situation? Like, if I'm a GM, that's simple math. Like, why are we going to push through the play-in and then meet the 1 seed, or we can put the brakes on it and have a shot at 4 or 5 franchise.
The play needs to go to. The play needs to go to. The play is stupid too. It needs to go to.
Because we done played 82 games.
Yeah.
We are what we are. We're the 10th best team in the conference. We just played 6 months, and that proves. Look, it
was a good one-off for the bubble, but not to be permanent. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was a good bubble one-off, not something you make permanent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, everything he does is bad.
And I think
and I don't care. He gets mad.
Vinny TB,
don't say something real quick, y'all. He gets mad at me because I call him out. I don't care. He's stupid. And he sucks. You suck. Vinny, me, and TB can do a better job than you can. Full stop. Jabroni.
Well, because trying to make the NBA some kind of soccer like
yes,
it just doesn't work for what we expect in North American sports. This in-season tournament, look, it's what, year 3? I don't know how it works. And Lakers won year 1. I don't know how any of that stuff works.
And it don't matter. I'm not
paying attention to that. I'll check back in June, right? Like, I don't want to pay attention to this because some of the games count for your stats, some of them don't. I don't want to know all that stuff for Commissioner's Cup or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah, the only thing that don't count is the finals. The only thing that don't count is the last game, the finals. The rest of them count towards everything else.
Okay. Yeah, because I know AD had a pretty good game, but he had like a 40-point game, whatever. But it's just like, why are we trying to remake the league? I don't understand it because, like you said, JR, the NFL's not doing that. Major League Baseball isn't doing that. Like, what are we doing?
He wants to be liked so bad. He thinks he's so innovative, and he's not. Everything he does makes the game worse. Yeah. Only thing I agree with him on is expansion. You know why I agree with him on that? Because of all the jobs he will create for other people. Other than that, I agree with him on nothing. The playing has been terrible. NCAA tournament has been terrible. His stupid lottery ideas are stupid and terrible. Because my thing about this, why do you succumb to every little thing you react to it? Try to do what Goodell does. They have problems all the time. He says nothing. I don't hear that noise. Keep on doing what you do. Let's make money. But they know that about him, TB. They lack hope, TB. Let me tell y'all something. These podcast idiots amongst themselves laugh about how they control him. I've heard them say it. They laugh about how they can control and manipulate him. What did Phil Simmons say when they came out this? We did it like a little child. And he's okay with it because he's stupid.
And I get wanting to expand your footprint and all this kind of stuff, and everybody needs to make money.
That dumb NBA Europe nonsense, the stupid NBA Europe stupid crap. That's so
yeah, but I just think that you make your money, you expand your product by staying true to what you've been doing, right? I watched a video this week talking about baseball stadiums and how they changed, right? They went from way back in the 40s and 50s, they were this style, and then we got like the multi-purpose stadiums, and then thanks to Baltimore, they went back to the throwback stadiums. My point to all that is, you've been the NBA for 80 years, right? You've done it this way. Why are you reaching out trying to change the way it is? Because part of what makes sports great is you can say, well, this is, the same thing that, that Bill Russell played in is what MJ played in. It's what LeBron's played in, right? There's that through line. You start changing all this, and it's harder to make those connections. I hope I'm making sense with that. But you're trying to chase these casual fans.
You make sense, TB. You make sense.
Diehards are your business.
You make sense because, unlike these idiots who talking, I work for a team. So I know how teams think. You know what I'm saying? Tanking is a strategy. Okay, let me ask y'all a question. Ask somebody else. How can a small market team get a good player that's bad other than doing this?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Yeah.
Let's stay under team control like Jaren Jackson Jr. was and trade it for him. Is this the draft? Then you got his dumb aprons and see idiot McCollum, idiot. You see, how can you build a roster all these restrictions?
Yep.
And then then on top of that, TB event, you know what he does to you? If you draft well, he penalizes you. You get to pick and choose who you resign.
And that is the big point: is how do you maintain a team with the aprons and everything like that? Yeah. See, and this is what we've talked about before. I think is the NBA's get down has been there is a Goliath in the league that everybody's shooting for, whether it's the Celtics of the 60s, 50s and 60s, but this every year new champion, that's not what the NBA's DNA is. It's everybody shooting for the Bulls, right? It's everybody shooting for the Lakers.
Let me tell you about the hypocrisy. OKC is helping push this tanking garbage. They tanked for years to get who they got. All these picks, that you good now, then you want to call the Jazz out.
But
Sam Presti, you're dirty for that.
But a small market, like you said, how else they gonna do it? Because
I'm not gonna sign the OKC unless I have to.
Right? Yeah.
I ain't signing in Memphis unless I have to.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't signing in Utah ever. If I would never sign in Utah. I ain't doing that.
You on that Vernon Maxwell?
Yeah.
You on that Vernon Maxwell?
Look, I can't do that. Nah, I'm good. Whatever. Screw Utah. I ain't signing in Portland either.
See, I don't know about. I've never been to Portland, but for me, the small area I'm from, all these cities are big cities to me. I mean, everything ain't New York City, everything ain't Chicago. I get that. I've been to Boston, I've been to both places, but San Antonio is small compared to those. Charlotte is small, but it's still, if you're big enough to have a pro team, you're a city to me.
So the guy will sign there still. If Texas no income tax, they'll sign there still.
Right.
But the bigger point is, you can't. Nobody in these gonna go to these markets, bro. Like, and then if you draft well, you can't retain nobody because you're stupid little aprons.
Yeah.
Because he wants player. He wants. He thinks he views it as player movement around the league.
Handcuff.
Spreading the talent out.
I gotta ask you this before we close it out, man. You know the league well. You've been all around the league. You cover every team, been every city. Mike Malone going from Denver to North Carolina. How you see him making the transition from the NBA to college? How do you see him fitting in Chapel Hill?
I want to see his contract.
8 years, $50 million.
Nah, I want to see what the buyout is to leave. If it's low, that means the NBA's on his mind. I think he just may have, because his daughter goes there, he took the job. But I want to see what his buyout is to leave. That will tell me everything you know about his prospects of being there. And trust me, I wouldn't be at a place who fired an alum who blew a lead. That would make me a little wary of being in that place. That's just me. I'm just saying, I'm not a Hubert Davis fan to begin with, but their boosters quit on him too fast. But hey, Mike Malone is weird. He could have had any job he wanted. Any job he wanted, he could have had it. But now that moves Taylor Jenkins to the top of the list now. Brings back TV's old coach, my buddy Darvin Ham in the mix now. Because Jamal Moses getting fired. Darvin Ham probably ends up in New Orleans, probably, or Kevin Ollie. Taylor Jenkins probably ends up in Orlando. Milwaukee, who knows?
And what about what's next for Doc and what's next for the Bucks?
Oh, they're gonna trade the old flip flopper. They're gonna trade him. And old Doc gonna be in Orlando with his grandkids golfing all the time. Doc got $13.34 million to go away, buddy. He all right. Fire me for that much money.
Hall of Famer Doc Rivers.
I've known him. I've known him pretty much my whole life. By the way,
Yeah,
I was a ball boy, so I've known him my whole life. So he laughed about. He said, "The older you getting, the older I'm getting old." Yeah, it sure that's what it means, brother. It does mean that. It sure does. You know what I mean?
All right. So you've got OKC over Boston in the finals, right?
Yeah. Also, the Wizards could be opening up too. By the way, keep an eye on that. The Wizards could open up too.
Okay.
Is that
Right.
the least desirable? Is that the least desirable job in the league?
Yeah. Who wants to coach Chico?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I want to coach Chico. Hey, Vinny, you want that job? Vinny, you want to go coach him?
No, man.
Me and Vinny will be on staff for $2.5 million. for $2.5 million, I can diagram some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all deal with him.
Right? We can do that.
You can have what I have to deal with. Enjoy it. Enjoy the ride.
So what date is your vacation?
I hate to tell y'all this, Vinny.
What date does your vacation begin? Give me a date.
I'm talking about right now, Vinny.
Officially. I'm talking about officially when the Hawk season ends. When does your real vacation begin?
The next game day.
So what?
The next day.
So are they getting swept? Are they going 5-6 win?
I would hope so. I would hope so.
There you go.
Oh man.
Hey, Vinny, the faster the better, Vinny. I hope on April 25th, I'm on your show the 27th celebrating we're in an island somewhere.
April 25th, there it is. That's what I was on a date. That's 10 days.
So just know every game what I'm cheering for.
Yeah. I told my wife before he came on, I said having JR back on, he covers the Hawks, but he always ready for the season ends of vacation to start. She was cracking up, man. So.
Yes, Vinny, I value my 5 months.
Absolutely.
I need my full 5 months, Vinny, and cut into my 5 months, Vinny.
Well, we appreciate you, man. Always taking time to hop on here with us and give us insight what's going on in the league, man. We appreciate the time, man. Hopefully the 25th comes and you are on that island right on time, man.
Yes, indeed.
Go fishing like they did on D&D.
Yes. I'm going vacationing.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Always good, Jim. Always good. All right, thank you, JR.
Bossman show coming to us throughout the year, but playoff time, we always got to have him on, and he knows who's about to get fired, who's about to do this, who's about to do that, and his relationship with Adam Silver is hilarious, and he pulled no punches.
Yeah,
about that.
No, not at all. But our next guest is ready.
Mm-hmm.
Long time friend of the show, long time friend of us, and I've gotten to hang out with this guy in person. Looking to come to a Chicago Cubs Reds game at some point in time. We can make that work out. But Aaron Huff is in the waiting room, and again, longtime Kentucky fan, longtime Cubs fan. And he was able to go. We're gonna start with football.
I knew. I was waiting.
We're gonna work it.
Showing up, baby.
I was waiting on y'all. I knew it.
Hey, I appreciate the Cubs hat, TV.
We certainly. Yeah. I knew you were coming on, so I had to have a Cubs hat. I've got a few of those. But how you doing, man? How you feeling? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I had a long day at the office today, and just rolled in. Was like, I've got enough time to sit down and get this thing fired up. So, paying the piper for last week's end of week, leaving the office and going to the UK football practice, which I'll talk about here in a bit, and then I actually had them drop me off at the airport and flew out of Lexington and went to Destin to meet the rest of the family for spring break. Finished it out down there, but then that led to a stacked few days at the office here that has made it long work days, but it was worth it.
Shout out to Huff Law Office, right?
That's
Awesome,
right, man.
awesome.
So yeah, how have you guys been?
That's right. We gonna plug for you there.
Yeah.
Love it, man. I love it.
I'm doing great in the middle of Iowa,
Yeah, is it
except
still
for my
snowing there,
neighbors
TV?
that are Iowa State fans.
Oh yeah.
It finally stopped snowing, just a lot of wind and everything. But so sorry, Vinny, I jumped on you. You can say how you're doing.
Oh no, not Vinny, what's up, man?
I'm good. I can't complain. I'm happy to be here, even if I am double teamed by two 49ers fans. We'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Yeah, you can hang with my neighbor. He's a Cowboys fan.
There you go. Yeah.
I sent him a picture of a Cowboys towel from Destin, and one of my kids said, "Who would want to pay for that?" And I sent it to him with that little added little bit, and he wrote back, "Yeah, I'm starting to think not me either." But
hey, it's hard out here.
hey, once you get rid of move on.
So,
from Jerry.
Mr. Huff, you were able to go to you were able to go to a football practice, and I know you were excited because you were texting me about it. What's the vibe
absolutely.
that you were getting from Coach Will Stein from kind of a fan's perspective?
From a fan's perspective, all right. So just to give a background, this was the 4th year I've been to a UK football practice, and I was a little worried that the connection down there would have been gone with Stoops when he left, but the coach that my friend knows that he coached with him years ago is stuck around. So Mark Perry is still there at UK and everything, and my friend David Arvin is the guy who's always brought me along, so to speak. He and I coached together the youth team up here in Northern Kentucky for Ryle for a number of years, and I'm still coaching in the middle school ranks, and he's gone on to be a superintendent of a neighboring county, but he's got a son who is destined to be a long snapper. I think in college, the kid's putting a ton of work in and everything. So now these visits have turned into getting to see kind of how they also look at recruits on unofficial visits and everything. But this was the 4th year that I've been able to go down there just to check out a practice and everything. And I'm always going to be appreciative of how Stoops made us competitive and respectful, and like we had a number of good years with Coach Stoops, and it was kind of knocking on the door of what Kentucky football could be. But I actually think Stein is going to run with that and elevate it well beyond. The differences in just how the practices are ran. I mean, high energy, high impact, just constant go, just speed. Everybody's always moving. There was no moment where you had standing around except for when you're going like ones on twos and ones on ones and twos on twos, the groups that were out respectively for like just a handful of plays before they rotated in. And even when they're on the sidelines, I mean, there's music pumping, just loud boom, boom, boom music. Stein on a mic booming over the intercom and giving instructions and everything. The efficiency of how they would rotate, and it was just you move and get to where you're going for the next drill, and it's already ready to go. The coaches were very involved. The O-line coach, I went over and watched him for a long chunk, which our O-line looks amazing, guys. I mean, like we're talking back Schlarman's big blue wall level of really just strong, good linemen. And that's something I think that we've missed the last few years. There's been a lack of protection and everything to develop things. We're not going to have that problem this year. These guys are some big dudes, and they can block really, really well. O-line coach was fired up. One of best lines I think I've ever heard a coach say. Somebody crossed in front of one of the linemen and turned their head sideways, their helmet sideways, and he belts out, "The next time he does that, Mike Tyson his ear." And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, like, these guys are getting in there, and instead of just kind of giving instruction, they're physically getting in there and showing how things should be done with technique and everything, which is awesome. I mean, it's a very, very different kind of high energy motivation, just constant rotations. Like, everybody's going through reps and everything. They ran a hurry up drill with offense early that was just nasty. I mean, if we can move at that tempo in a game, we've got a brutal schedule, but if we can have this team continue to develop the way they've developed so far through these spring practices and do stuff like that, we could shock some people and get some wins that nobody really saw coming early in the season, especially because there's not going to be much film. The Minchie looked good, especially the first half. The second half of practice got really, really windy, and that altered some things a little bit as far as like the passing game and everything. He was still hitting them in the hands, but it wasn't as clean. And I mean, when I say windy, I'm talking like hardcore gusts of wind that it made it go from feeling pretty warm outside to freezing. So it was
Midwestern wind I told you about.
Interesting to watch how that practice progressed. Seeing how locked in the players and coaches were, hearing just the loud music that was just a constant. At one point, a song changed and the tempo went down, and Stein got on the mic and said, "This song sucks. Give me something with some juice." And DJ immediately changed the song to something bumping again. And it's feeding the team in a way where I think that this high energy and high speed and everything is really translating to the effort that they're giving in the practices. There were two fights, like, between offense and defense during practice, where they were just shoving and pushing each other because they were both, defense was motivated to get a stop, offense was motivated to get a score. And I mean, the coaches were running there breaking up, and it wasn't like a toxic kind of fight. You know what I mean? It was my adrenaline's pumping and I'm going to get the stop, or I'm going to punch it in, one or the other. And it was fun to see that level of motivation this early in a practice. And it's a very stark contrast from the years in the past, the last few years anyway, where it was still cool to go and see, but this is a whole different level. I was blown away by it. So, into the practice, I mean, another credit to Will Stein as not just a motivated head coach of the University of Kentucky, but also a massive fan. He had Derek Abney come and address the team at the very end of practice, and when he introduced him, the level of reverence that he had for Abney, and he's rattling off stats. He's telling the guys, gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Played for the Bears. Used to run kickoffs back all the time for him.
Devin Hester.
Why am I drawing a blank on this guy's name?
Devin Hester.
But he was Devin Hester. He's like, if you think Devin Hester was good, YouTube the highlights of Derek Abney. And I mean, like, all these players are just sitting there, just kind of blown away by the amount of respect that their coach has given this guy. And then, Abney stepped up and talked to the team and broke them out and everything. And I think seeing that level of, not only is he a really locked in coach, he's a locked in fan of the program. It was really, really cool. It was a cool experience.
We needed a shot of enthusiasm. I know I'm duplicating.
I think you're muted, TB. Or at least
muted?
I can't hear you.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Is this the one? Oh, that was muted. Maybe bring the other one back. Maybe
I might have lost you guys on my audio.
How about that, TV?
Let me click out and rejoin.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh man, I'm all
Let's
over the
see.
place. I'll try again.
I got you. Let me see. Which one? Yeah, I had them both up, but let me see. Okay. We get Aaron and TB both back. Because TB was muted, had them on mute, and I think I brought in the one that was muted instead of bringing in the TB that was with the hot mic. I brought in the muted TB mic, and that was the wrong one. So of course we got dead air. We got 49ers fan number one, Aaron Huff, coming back. And
yeah, did you get all of that, or was I muted like TV for a bit there?
You're talking about Devin Hester and Derek Abney, and you said that if you think Devin Hester is good, check out Abney, and you said the guys were just blown away.
Yeah, it was really cool, and then beyond that, just to see how high level fan Will Stein is of the program. I mean, the coaching is phenomenal, but then like just you can just he radiates just incredible amounts of pride for the University of Kentucky football. I mean, it was a really cool experience to catch that practice and check it all out and see the differences, just because like, you can compare and contrast, and it was like, man, this is definitely a different level.
Yes. For his first year, he's never coached before, but you can, the way he's kind of setting things up and putting his fingerprints and stamp on his program, you can't have experience until you get it. But
exactly.
The way he's going about it, you like what you're seeing. From a guy that's never been in that seat before. We'll see when the games happen, and it's a hard schedule, and year one is going to be tough. But it's hard not to get excited about what he's doing. And you talk about what you saw at practices. That's really cool.
Oh, it was awesome. A very, very cool experience. And I left the Stoops practices just feeling like, hey, this was really cool. And to his credit, Stoops had several great years with us, and seeing just the difference, the contrast between the practices, it's like now there's like an invigorated energy level that has been injected into the mix. And young and hungry isn't always a bad thing. Young and hungry and a fan of the program where you're head coach, that's a pretty good mix. So hopefully this translates into a great situation for all of us here.
You mentioned the O-line coach, Leftwich. He's 26 years old. He's sick and tired of everybody talking about how young he is and he's too young to be coaching and
that
SEC job. He's chip on his shoulder. Yeah. He's probably ready to prove everybody wrong.
Oh, he was in there getting in a stance and firing out and showing you want to talk about a guy who was, I am teaching by example. And I heard a rumor that QB coach, I think, broke his finger in the practice by trying to show Minchie how to evade and knock a potential tackler off or something like that. I think he broke his pinky or something, but or at least that's what I read on Twitter anyway. And the amount of time that the coaches were actually in the mix in the practice, I'm not surprised. I mean, these guys are very hands-on, very, we're getting in the mix with you. We're going to show you how we want you to do this. And that's a really cool experience, really cool to catch a practice like that where you see this new group coming in with some vigor that is a new shot of energy. And hopefully it's something that carries on into the season. Like I said, it's a brutal schedule, but I'm calling my shot like Babe Ruth here that we're going to surprise somebody with a win early that we probably would be a definitive underdog in. just because seeing the difference in the O-line, especially coupled with, I mean, we had some, like Ty Bryant stood out, like, defensively. We got some dogs, man, like some real just hungry players, and it's a good mix, and you got a hungry coach along with it. Won't give up some of the stuff that they did just in case anybody's listening in, but there's some very interesting things that were done. There's a lot of misdirection and movement, so we'll see a little razzle dazzle every now and again, I think, this year, but it'll be fun.
We have to get used to seeing a fast pace and tempo on offense consistently. We got used to, and like you said, Stoops did some great things, and probably one of the things he really couldn't get a handle on was maybe continuity and offensive coordinator. We saw so many coordinators come through, and that never really got settled. And we always kind of heard we're going to be faster on offense, but we were always slow. Now we're going to be tempo. We're going to be innovative. We'll have to get used to watching this team a new way on offense. It's going to be brand new.
It was fun. It was a fun practice. So, that's my 2 cents on what's that?
My question: are we going to throw the ball down the field? Like, as Kentucky fans, we have gotten used to not seeing that ball go down the field at all. Like, I'm an old air raid guy. I think we're all in the same age bracket. It's like, look, if we're gonna lose to Alabama, let's lose 40-30, right? Let us put some points on the board.
I don't think offense is going to be an issue. One, I mean, we've got the line to really set up a good run game, but also draw on the defense end. I saw Mitchie go over top on a deep ball probably 3 times that were just beautiful balls, man. They were beautiful passes. And before the wind kicked up, it was money. I think 2 of the 3 went for scores, and then the third, the wind caught it, but it still hit the receiver in the hands. He didn't reel it. It's a lot of when the ball's coming in at the very last minute, it's moving a little bit off of what you think is the trajectory. You learn how to connect with time, and that's really what these spring practices are all about, is getting your timing down and everything. But I mean, it looks like, I'll tell you, the tight ends got some good use. Willie got targeted several downfield. That was nice to see in Northern Kentucky kid, getting the balls thrown to him. But
I think he's gonna eat in this offense. I think Willie's gonna eat.
I think he will absolutely eat. I mean, he's poised to have a good year, I think. But yeah, it was fun, man. It was a really fun practice.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
Right. So we got it. We got a transition. We got a basketball recruit. Finally, we got Zoom Diallo that signed.
Finally
today.
Got one. He's
so
got an awesome
if you're scoring
name.
at home, that's 2 Diallos, Vinny. That's 2 Diallos and still only 1 Brown. So there you go.
Oh, that's unbelievable there. That's really.
The odds are astronomical against that, but hey. Also, Zoom. What a cool name. I like it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So at this point, Huff, we're 2 years in. Where are you on the state of the men's basketball program? Are you a doom and gloomer? Are you a sunshine pumper? Are you the unicorn UK fan realist? Where are you sitting at this point in time?
I'll tell you, I'm a realist. I want Pope to succeed. I have no idea why we're striking out as much as we are. I mean, I got the depressing thing is you look down the road and what Louisville's done the last couple of days. My
Mhm.
goodness. I mean, they've cleaned house so far on the transfer portal. And what kind of pitch are we making that causes a dude to literally and is this accurate or not? Because Goodman said it was a lock that Wright was going to come here to Kentucky, and it would, barring Kentucky completely dropping the ball, that he was going to sign here, yada yada yada. To the kid literally got off the plane wearing the same clothes and signed with BYU. And because I saw a picture and somebody goes, that was the same outfit he was wearing in Lexington, and that's pretty terrible. That you couldn't reel somebody in who analysts were saying was a complete lock. But then again, were we? Because now Goodman's saying, oh, well, he really didn't. He was comfortable being at BYU, and it was like he wanted to see if he could get a bigger offer from Kentucky, and we didn't really offer much of a difference, and he just decided to stay. Well, maybe that's the case. I don't know, but at the same time, boy, I'm pulling for Pope to get a win on these things. Zoom being possibly the stepping stone to that. I like the thought that Diallo is going to rocket, the chips to start falling in our favor for building this next year's roster. But we've got to get past. I actually think we took a step down last year compared to the year before, and we need to turn that back around. Like the year one under Pope was good. It was enjoyable as a fan to watch. It seemed like the system was trending in the right direction, and then I don't know what went haywire this past season, but it was rough. From coming out of the gate and like saying, we've got this amazing shooting team, and they couldn't hit the broadside of the barn for months.
For long stretches. Like, what are we doing here?
Mhm.
And some of the decisions of mass substitutions when, like, the analytics, which in year one was a high focus and in a good way, like analytics. Year two, the analytics are saying you shouldn't be making these mass substitutions because your plus minus goes through the floor when you do it. And then just saying, forget it. We're going to power through and, we're going to toss the definition of insanity. We're going to keep doing the same thing we've been doing. I give credit where it's due that we didn't have a 100% team outside of a game and a half all season long. And that makes a huge difference. I mean, you had people playing out of position. You had Aberdeen, not a natural point guard, who actually stepped in and ended up doing pretty good as a point guard. But what would it have been like if he was the shooting guard? To me, it's hard to really look at last season and completely say, it was a complete buster. It was good, because really it was in the middle of the road, but trending in a bad direction with decision making. Hopefully that turns around this year. If it doesn't, I worry. Did we throw somebody that we love, as fans, into a position that was unfair to him because he needed to have another year or two of getting the recruiting and in-game decisions down, at a higher D1 level before jumping to Kentucky. And now is he kind of learning those ropes at Kentucky, which is, you want to talk about being under the microscope. I mean, it's a rough place to do that, and I feel bad for him. And that's a little bit of a little Mitch problem, maybe, of jumping that direction too soon. But
yes, you're not going to find a Mitch fan here. I used to be, but no, the last 6 or 7 years, no, not like we're not fans. But yeah, I think he put Pope in a very uncomfortable situation, to be honest with you. Like I feel that, but by the same token, you have to control the controllables, and I just don't think Pope has been able to do that at a high enough level. Love him, still got my
like I said, he's
trash
learning. he's learning those ropes at UK, and
And that's not what UK
that's not
does.
good. It's not
don't-
good for fans to be patient for that. But realistically, year 3, you kind of need to have an idea of where you're going with it all.
Mhm.
Do I need to get out the whiteboard, Vinny? He said year 3. Can I go get it?
Hey, yeah, absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh,
Yeah.
he's busting out the whiteboard.
We got materials, we got object, but yes.
Ah, there we go. So you've got like almost like one of those boards, the dream boards that people put together. Like you're willing you're willing it into existence for Mark Pope.
That's my Pinterest.
I would be happy with all the above on the whiteboard, man. That would be an ecstatic season. And the kind of thing that springboards into a much better follow-up season. And like, I don't know, but we got to have a team.
Yeah, right, I mean, it's not fair, but that's the job, right? Like that's the job at Kentucky. We've had 5 coaches win championships, right? They've all been coach of the year. By year 3, they all went to the Elite 8, right? They all those championship winning coaches have won 75% of their games. Like it's not fair, but that's the job. And so I just don't know if we put Pope in the position to win. But again, fair, not fair. That's kind of what the job entails.
Yeah. And realistically, boy, I mean, we still have one big name that's leaving us with some hope out there that he could be coming here. And if that happens, I would be very optimistic about the season.
Are you stoking the hopes of the fan base?
I am stoking the hopes of the fan base because until he says he's a Jayhawk, I'm holding out hope that Nike wins the day for us,
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you touched on this earlier, Huff, because what can't happen is Louisville to have a better season.
Yeah.
Like that just can't happen. And if you lose to Louisville, that's 2 in a row. And we've never, ever, ever lost 3 in a row to Louisville.
Yeah.
And if Louisville looks like they've got this thing turned around, nothing changes that puts additional pressure on what Kentucky's doing, right?
100%.
Like Louisville got the Yum Center, Rum got renovated, right? Rupp got renovated. Just all that kind of stuff. We lost 2 in a row with Billy G, and the response was Coach Cal. Like, we lose 2 in a row, and things have to change. Because no matter what I say about year 3, we cannot be second to Louisville. And that's not because I hate Louisville, which I do. But
it's our rival.
That's the rival. That's just not the way it works.
Yeah.
Right.
And fair or not, I mean, if you lose to the rival, that's one of the biggest ways to anger your fan base. So
that's why I'm here in Iowa, Huff, and talking about how long Kirk Ferentz has been here. You're like, how long? Why is he still here? Like, he beats Iowa State 7 out of 10. He beats Nebraska 8 out of 10. He beats is it Minnesota that's the Pig Trophy? Like, that's 8 out of 10. Like, he wins the trophy games. Yeah. That's what the job is. Like, national championship or bust, but we can't lose to those guys.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And losing to Louisville, that's when the pressure turns up across all sports. We talked to
absolutely.
The Kentucky,
football, basketball, both. Like, losing to Louisville stings and the coaches feel that. I mean,
everything.
They know. Yeah.
Gymnastics, baseball, softball. We've had all these coaches on like, hey, we're not going to be political. We want to beat Louisville in everything. So there you go.
100%, man. You'd like a clean sweep season, like every sport.
Please.
Inject that in my veins.
Exactly.
Then I'll look at my daughter, the Louisville grad, and thumb my nose at her.
There you go. Perfect.
But all right, guys, I'm gonna have to hop because I got to get out and knock out some yard work now.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it, Huff. You said you wanted to come on and talk to us, so we always appreciate it. Hopefully,
Absolutely.
our paths will cross, and we'll do Cubs, Reds in Cincinnati. We'll hope to make that work.
Absolutely,
we appreciate you, buddy.
Absolutely. Give me a shout
Yes,
if
sir.
it looks like you're gonna make it down this way, and then we can have some fun at a Great American Ballpark.
Absolutely. Sounds great, Mr. Huff. Thanks for stopping on.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
We'll
you,
see you,
Aaron.
folks.
Good to see you, man.
You too. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. Aaron Huff, long time friend of the show, man.
Yeah, longtime friend. We met up, it's been a couple years ago in Louisville. Got to hang out with them. And hey, I don't know anybody is doing Twitter better than me. I've met you and Huff and my wife. And yeah, man, I'm doing pretty good with the Twitter. But yeah, he was very excited going to the football practice. And hey, I'd like to come on and talk about it. I'm like, absolutely, come on and tell us. So good to have him on.
For sure.
So you think your Rockets are going to get out of the first round?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna be confident. I'm gonna stand on that, and it's you the stuff with KD the knocks on him. He's not a leader and all that, and maybe some of that's true, but he's also 37 and scored 2,000 points this season, and he scared me to death because I was scared of that Achilles all year, but he's been healthy and balled out. Still won the same amount of games as last year. We had no point guard with Fred VanVleet being out, lost Steven Adams. Still, Ime catches heat on them Rockets Twitter streets. Reed Shepard has come along nicely and played all 82 games. Youngest dude to do that since like Steph, and I forget who the other player was, under 21. The third youngest player under 21 to play all 82 games. So, and the Lakers are a little banged up. Luka been overseas getting a hammy treated. Austin Reeves, you hate to see that. Wish the Lakers were at full strength, but they're a little banged up. So, gotta try to take advantage and get, 6 games, get y'all done in 6 and move on.
See, this is my thing too. This is why I kind of hate the NBA discourse is Kendrick Perkins and all those people on ESPN talk about this is a legacy defining moment for LeBron and KD. Yeah. I'm like, my God, they've been at this for 20 years. What does a first round series either way, right? Like, what does it matter? Mm-hmm. Like, it matters in the small, like, because your team moves on. But when KD goes to the Hall of Fame, when LeBron goes to the Hall of Fame, are we going to talk about the 2026 first round matchup between the Lakers and the Rockets? No. Right? This series is for fans like myself, fans like you to watch. It's not legacy defining. Like, stop. Like, there's nothing either way that these guys can do that will change their legacies. Like, they've reached that rarefied air. You talked about, KD is what, 37? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, when you and I were growing up, and you look at when dudes stopped playing, they were getting like 11 to 12 years in. Like, if you look at it, between Magic getting drafted and the HIV was only 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
A rookie in 80, and that happened at the start of the 91-92 season. That's all we got of Magic, right? Of Isaiah. Isaiah had that knee injury and wasn't right, and I think he stopped in like maybe 92, 93.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind that this era of guys playing well into year 15 is new.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at some of those all-time greats and you're like, oh man, Dr. J had those ABA years, but he was done by 86.
Yeah.
Kareem played a long time, and you remember that was the anomaly.
Yeah.
Right. That was the weird thing, that Kareem was actually doing stuff at 40, right? Like, it wasn't the same stuff, but this is relatively new phenomenon. Guys like Steph, he's year 15, 16 for Steph. Like, this is we're seeing, like, I know we talk about the load management and these guys, but they're playing a lot longer and more minutes than what we're used to.
Mhm.
You know, you throw in
Yeah.
travel and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know what I'm going to see out of the first round. I'm gonna watch, obviously, but I don't know what I'm going to see out of the Lakers. I'm gonna root them on. There's always a dude they put on the floor. I'm like, I have no idea who this is, so I have to Google this person. But it is what it is. You know, I'm here for more than just the championship. So I'm not going to definitively say that they will win, but I will root for them to win.
Yes. I mean, I just, my guy was at Lashard Binkley, covers the Rockets. You know, one of big Rockets media members I follow. So he threw that prediction tweet out there. Like, yeah, I'm feeling froggy. Rockets in 6. So let's go.
Why not?
So yeah, exactly.
Two-time NBA champs. Why not? Good for them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Maybe they'll get to number 3. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm a root for them. Good for them. Good for them.
One of these years.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. Yes, sir. So yeah. Got a commitment. So that's breaking news happened while we was on. So that's cool.
2 Diallos and only 1 Brown.
Yeah. And no Huffs. I meant to say that. I was looking on Big Blue history. There are no Huffs. And that's not that crazy of a name. So the Diallo.
No Huff, but they did have that Huff at UVA. If you remember. Jake Huff or something like that. And he 2 things for that Huff at UVA. He helped Louisville, helped beat Louisville. If you remember that game where Louisville was up like 6 with like 2 seconds left or something, and somehow lost the game in regulation. Crazy. And then that Huff had J Huff had a big shot against Duke way back when. So I know there've been a few Hardys. You got the Hardy boys and things of that nature. But anyway.
Yeah. So it's the Kentucky recruited. He plays for the Mavericks now. Kentucky recruited that Jaden Hardy a little bit, but I think he went on straight to the D League or G League, and then on up at the Mavs or something like that. But yeah, so one of these days, there'll be another Brown, and one of these days, Kentucky will get their first Hardy. Speaking of, Terrence Brown is visiting. Where did I tweet you?
Kansas.
Utah or Kansas, something like that. Your cousin.
Yeah, he's from Utah. He visited North Carolina. He's set to visit Kansas. And I'm like, I was going to put some money on his books for NIL. A few coins. Not a lot, but a few coins.
Exactly. Oh, speaking of, let's see if I can get this here. Yeah. WNBA draft last night. We had 4 cats get selected: Tony Morgan, Amelia Hassett, Jordan Obi, and who am I missing? Tiani Key. 4 outside of UCLA. That was the most cats selected. UCLA went on and won the whole chip. They had 6 players. Kentucky second with 4 former cats getting drafted. So that was cool to see. Congratulations to all those ladies. Tiani going to the Toronto Tempo, their second pick. Tony Morgan going to Chicago. Hassett to the Sparks. Jordan Obi to Las Vegas. So congrats to all of those ladies.
And it's going to work out better for them because the rosters are expanded. And so I think there's going to be an opportunity for more growth for younger players that weren't necessarily first-round picks. Because the old WNBA, it was cutthroat. Like, you'd be a first-round pick, and that wasn't guaranteed you would make the team. So I think with expanded rosters, they've added some teams. There's going to be that development component that we have seen, like in the NBA, right? Like a Jermaine O'Neal that was, you take a little bit of time to work with. And so I'm excited. I think the Sparks is a good situation for Hassett because she's that catch and shoot, right? Like, I think that translates. The Sparks have, with Kelsey Plum and Cameron Brink, and they signed Nneka Boumakwe. So I'm really excited about the Sparks situation. And Toronto, we've had friend of the show Chris Walder talk about how excited he was for Toronto and their draft. So I'm excited. I've been watching a lot more women's basketball than I used to. So a lot of those names I knew, and I'm excited. It's going to be interesting. The Fever drafted Raven Johnson from South Carolina, so that's going to be interesting, given the relationship with her and Caitlin. But the wife is not a basketball person; she's baseball. Knows way more about baseball than me. But now she's coming to this thing where it's like you've got your college rivalries, but you have to set those aside when they're on your pro team, right? Like I'm out here as a 49ers fan, Kentucky fan, rooting for Juwan Jennings, right? Like, so, and I know you had to root for Jason Witten, right? Like, you have to set one aside to focus on the other. And so that's where we are. But I'm glad that the WNBA looks healthy. As a league, adding all these teams, your Comets are coming back, so hopefully that's yet another thing we won't agree on. But I'm excited about that. And Detroit, is it Detroit, Cleveland, and Philadelphia adding teams? So good for them. I'm glad for the expansion and for the WNBA to become that fifth big team, or fifth big league, I should say.
And speaking of, NBC is getting back in there, and they are hiring Cheryl Miller as a studio analyst when the WNBA starts broadcasting this games on NBC. So I think that'll be good. I always like Cheryl's analysis whenever she would do games, NBA games, and her and Reggie back in the day. So I'm looking forward to hearing Cheryl talk about it.
She's great, and she's knowledgeable and personable. And that's what you need is whatever your sport, it's great when the loudest voices actually like what they're watching. That's my only downside to the Shaq and Charles group is criticism is fine, but it's like, do you like what you're watching?
No.
And so she does. She comes with we were talking about all-time great women's players. I mean, if you get to 3 and don't say Cheryl Miller, like she's up there. She's legitimately up there.
And
she
was in our top 3. She made our top 3 last week for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. Because even if you didn't watch, now I admittedly didn't watch a lot of women's basketball. Like we knew Cheryl Miller was cold, right? Because we had Hall of Fame Reggie Miller tell us, "Oh, she better than me." To hear her exploits, like, "Oh, okay, all right." So I'm excited. The WNBA got renewed. My WNBA subscription to the app online, so I'm gonna watch a whole bunch of games. I enjoy it. Definitely still a Fever fan, and so hoping they can get over that hump. They re-signed Kelsey Mitchell, re-signed Lexi Hull, kind of running it back, and some Fever fans were like, "What are we doing?" Like, sometimes if you reach the Super Bowl and lose, you don't have to burn it all down. Sometimes you just, hey, let's run it back and see what happens. Get everybody healthy and go from. So, of course, the Aces also have reloaded. The Liberty have reloaded. Satu Sabali has signed with the Liberty. So it's going to be kind of a top-heavy league. But I still like the Fever's chances. But we will see. That's why they play the games.
That's for sure. That is for sure. We got it's not even on TV, it's streaming, but the play-in stuff that we don't even care for is on. Night 2 of that is going on right now. But last night we had the Hornets beat the Heat, And
Yeah.
we had
Ball
if I can
trip.
get it.
Where, man?
We had LaMelo Clown, and I'm trying to get it up here. Let's see. And it's the second time he got him a few weeks earlier. Here we go. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Try not to be.
Out from under him.
Yeah, let's see. Let's try.
Right now for the Miami Heat. Wow. Their athletic trainer Wes Brown is
Kind of bush league to grab.
Took his leg out from under him.
And it's the second time that he's done it to Bam.
Right now for the Miami Heat,
which is weird.
Their athletic trainer.
Yeah,
I don't understand. You know, it was
similar
play. He, contact, whatever. He's down. Bam is running past him, and he reaches and just, like Grayson Allen think he need to calm down because this is it's crazy, man.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back, Vinny.
All right. Yeah, so, that great season by the Hornets. Him and Colin Knippel been doing their thing. And then you're going to have this to kind of run it at the end. He may have just cost himself who knows how long, how much discipline he's going to get. And, the next game, he might not be a part of it. We'll see. But, yeah, you fall and come down on your tailbone like that, that is not fun. Yeah, and you're not expecting to fall. He's not expecting. He's going to keep his balance and take a step back and be cool. But then, if this is football, you're expecting to get tackled when you got the ball. This is not what we're doing. And that was ridiculous. Ridiculous. But, yeah. So,
that was crazy with the ball.
No need for it, and and Bam's not expecting that. You're not expecting to lose your balance for no reason. Just take a few steps, regain your momentum, and keep it moving. But then next thing you know, dude is sweeping the leg, and for no reason.
That's right. Sweeping the leg like Cobra Kai.
Absolutely. So yeah, man, had a fun show. Tune in
as we wind up. I've got to give a shout out.
Yes.
To the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference D3 Women's Lacrosse Defensive Player of the Week. Last week was announced after our show. My oldest, Sarah Brown, that's 2-time Defensive Player of the Week. So that's it's hopefully going to lead to a Defensive Player of the Year. She shuts it down. I'm a big fan.
She is finding her groove, isn't she?
Yeah. So there you go. That's 2-time, baby. That's all right. I love it. So I got to support my girls.
Congratulations, for sure. Yeah, because you're stacking Player of the Weeks. Yeah, you're right.
That's right.
You're gonna be in the mix for Player of the Year. That's just natural order of things.
That's right. We add into the trophy case. So that's my thing is I don't know where my girls are getting it because I am not athletically inclined. I look good when I'm playing, but they actually are much better athletes. I don't know where it's coming from, but I support both of them. And the youngest, I'm gonna see her in a couple weeks running in a track meet. So I'm living the LeVar Ball, Richard Williams life, man. Like, come on now, baby. That's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah, boy, that's it. So congratulations for sure. So you going to a track meet in a couple weeks?
In a couple weeks, I'll be in Louisville, real quick, real in and out, and then gonna watch her run and everything. So, Yeah, the girls are making it, man, and I'm still here in the middle of Iowa. I went on a run yesterday because I always wear my Kentucky stuff when I run, and I got a lot of Iowa State fans, being extra wavy to me. So, yeah,
Boy, just being so nice up there, so nice of them.
all of a sudden, man. And that's the thing too. I want Pope to do well, but like losing to Iowa State, and you and I talked about how hard it was to beat Florida, and Iowa did that on the way to the Elite Eight. Like,
yeah,
you're making it hard out here, man. Like, but I hope Diallo is a step in the right direction because I want the program to do well. But
yeah, and everybody talks about year 3, and you're right how big year 3 is, but the start of having a good year 3 is now, because this whole portal era is the thing, and we've been fair or not the Mark Pope whiff narrative. A lot of guys come to Lexington, and a lot of guys leaving and going other places, and then like you and Aaron said, look down the road, and Louisville kind of getting their stuff together. You get Carter Knox from Arkansas, and then you get a big and a point guard, and you doing so. And when we looks like we tripping and falling over ourselves, and everybody else has kind of got their stuff organized, that perception, the fan base gonna panic anyway. And then when you kind of giving them reason to panic because it don't look like you know what you're doing,
And nothing motivates Kentucky more than if Louisville's going to get good at something.
Mm-hmm. And we talked before about moving the goalpost and how, we talked about how times it shouldn't happen, but it does. I moved them. I used to throw shade at the Eagles for never winning a Super Bowl, and now I'm like, oh well, y'all's a little too. Y'all finally contributed a couple to the NFC East. So, am I moving the goalpost? Yeah, I did. Fair or not, Pat Kelsey never won. He'd never won a tournament game. He's kind of like Pope. He wins the tournament game, and now that dude's never made out the first weekend. So they moved the goalpost on him. It ain't fair, but that's what happens. Same thing, Mark Pope. He hadn't won a tournament game. He finally won a few. Now, the next thing, last year, this time, everybody was talking about, well, can he keep in-state talent home? Because it was wondering if we were going to get Malachi and Jasper. It was a question, would he even get them? Got them, and now, of course, Jasper's moving on. The next thing is, can he get a high-profile guy? Can he recruit one? Because, these are things he hadn't done yet. Can he recruit a guy like Stokes?
Mm-hmm.
If he gets Stokes, CB, bet your house, I bet mine. The next thing, well, can he coach a high-profile guy? He's never had one. And in Kentucky, historically, all the coaches we hire have already proven they can do all this. And like Huff said, he's kind of trying to prove it while he's here.
And that's my thing is my goalpost, with some things I'm moving, right? But I have been saying pretty much since Pope got hired, 3 years. When you look at the numbers, within 3 years, we get proof of concept that a coach can win here. And, people, that's different. You can't tell me it's different when Dusty May takes over 8-win team, and within 2 years, he's cutting down nets at a non-traditional basketball power.
Right.
You can't tell me it's got to take time when Iowa hires Ben McCollum and he beats the defending champion Florida Gators, out-rebounds the Florida Gators with their tallest dude being 6'7", and most of these guys 2 years ago having Division II offers. Okay. So my thing is, if anything, right now, it's the easiest to replenish and rebuild. I was on with Dick Gabriel on Monday, and we talked about the injuries, we talked about all this kind of stuff and how the world is different. I said, Dick, you older than me, man. Like, the people that tell me The world is different because of NIL. That argument then assumes that college basketball was the same from Adolph Rupp to John Calipari. And that's not the case. The only consistent has been Kentucky has figured it out and excelled. Period.
No.
If you're telling me that this guy can't navigate what the world looks like, then we need somebody that can. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I'm concerned a little bit. We saw North Carolina finally break out of, all right, we got to get out of the family and get this done. And then Kentucky flips the script, and that's what we do, is keep it in the family. So, I don't know. I want him to do well, but we can't change the standard. And people are like, well, Cal, look, I understand. I'm not an idiot. I understand that Tubby had some subpar seasons. Cal had some subpar seasons. Heck, Rick Pitino had a couple of losses in tournament. I'm like, oh, okay. I know Sutton did and Joby Rupp did, right? My only pushback is those dudes got on top, and then we got the questionable stuff.
Yeah.
Pitino gets to the 93 Final Four and then loses to Marquette in the second round of the 94 tournament, right? You could tell me, and that's the thing, is I know Coach Cal lost to St. Peter's. I know we lost to K-State. I watched the Oakland game. That was after 4 Final Fours in 5 years, right? Joe B had some losses in the tournament, but that was after runner-up in 75 and a championship in 78.
That's true.
So we're now working in reverse, where we're putting up with 45 and 24, hoping to turn it around when that's never been what has happened ever. Over 85 years.
Yeah.
And so again, I think that's the most impartial way to go about it, but I want Pope to do well. It'd be a great story. Captain of the greatest team ever comes back and wins a championship with his alma mater. That's great. That's a Disney movie. Sign me up for that.
Yeah.
But by the same token, we can point out alumni that have gone back to coach and it hasn't worked out. Juwan Howard, Clyde Drexler, Chris Mullen, Patrick Ewing, Hubert Davis, Matt Daugherty. We can do this all day, because I think sometimes that nostalgia colors what we allow to happen.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I just think that getting these coaches in, they had to earn the love. I had a lot of people. I was tweeting during the men's national championship game. I don't even know if Dusty May knows the words to "Hail to the Victors." Have no clue. All I know is they cutting down nets. Do we know if he can even hum? I don't know.
Yeah.
Does he even know who Bo Schembechler is? Probably. He might know now, but did he when he got there? That stuff makes you feel good, and I'm not saying that negatively against Pope, but look at some of these great coaches and where they came from, right? It doesn't always work that way. It just doesn't.
No.
Sometimes you need an outside perspective, which is how we've had success for 100 years of Kentucky basketball. Outside of Joe B, right?
Yeah.
And that transition took place before you and I were born, and we got the grade coming in. I keep this low because the grade, I'm an old person, so when I'm talking about stuff in my lifetime, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's it.
So I'm definitely hoping that Pope gets it back on track, because we got 2 Diallos.
Unbelievable. Yeah, the odds of that, man, is crazy.
2 Diallos, One Brown.
Yeah. Man. Yes, surely a Brown's coming down the pipe. Maybe.
I don't know, man, but they get Terrence Brown with T Brown, then I'll be excited.
Yeah, for sure. Be excited to see what's up next week and what we talk about between now and then, and see who's decided to come and stay and how the roster looks and all that kind of stuff. Because we can't control it, but they gotta get somebody, and we'll see who they pick between now and next Wednesday.
Lakers will be up 3-0 by the time we get back together.
That's right. They're dragging these series out, man. So yeah, it'd probably be I think 2 days between every game. So that's about right. So man, enjoyed it as always.
Yeah, thanks to JR, thanks to Huff for stopping by and having some fun. Always good to chat with friends.
Yes, for sure. So appreciate everybody that takes the time to watch and tune in. TB is a big celebrity here and around the shots. And Miss Katie came on. Miss Katie made a cameo Sunday, so that was cool to see. So if y'all here,
man.
If y'all here because around the shots, we appreciate that. So thank y'all.
Yeah, we had a lot of people watching. That was good. Yeah, I brought her in just because she is tired of hearing about year 3. Because every time something happens, I'm like, and she's like, yes, year 3, yes. Like she can recite that back to me. So that's where we are.
Yeah.
In my relationship.
Absolutely, yeah. So that was fun and cool seeing y'all. So y'all enjoy y'all's evening, and we'll be back next week to do the same thing. Like you said, man, appreciate our guests and appreciate everybody that follows and tunes in and listens and all that good stuff. And appreciate the BS3 Network for having us. Be back next week, everybody. Cast Talk Wednesday. TB and Vinny, congrats to Sarah for another Player of the Week. We'll catch y'all next time. Go Cats.